Would you like some good quality anime merch? Well, you can get that from our sponsor today, Beautiful Halo, link in the description. And on your next $49 plus order, get 5% off with the code MEME, and $99 plus order with code MEME for 10% off. Welcome back, guys. This is the King of Weebs here, and this is what if Naruto had half hot and half cold part 3 finale. And yes, this is the finale, and as I said, there will be only 3 parts to every what if from now on. Anywho, now last time we left off with Naruto actually being able to annihilating Gaara and Shukaku. Remember, Naruto had that angel thing form, yeah, the more like devil thing, yeah. So Naruto has an OP state where he just transforms. He doesn't actually transform, like he just gets wings out of nowhere, but it is what it is. And yeah, now we get to Naruto being in the hospital. Yes, Naruto got hospitalized, and yeah, he wakes up to the third Hokage and Jiraiya around him, and Yumi wanted to go, but of course she got kicked out because they need to talk to Naruto. They begin by straight away asking what did Naruto do, just what happened. And Naruto explains that he just went ham and said that he went all out, and he was able to be a tail beast. And this just shows that Naruto is actually not stronger than Kakashi, because only his demon state was able to beat Shukaku, and I'm pretty sure Kakashi is way stronger than Shukaku. I mean, he could annihilate Deidara, and Deidara is the one who actually brought Gaara, but even though Gaara wasn't really working with Shukaku, it can be debatable. It is what it is. Anywho, then Jiraiya asks the third Hokage what is he going to do. He said he's going to retire, and then the Hokage is like, yeah, I wanted to ask you if you wanted to become the Hokage. And this time Jiraiya really didn't have much of a choice. I mean, his own master is asking him like directly. It's not like the Leaf Elders asking him after the Hiruzen's death, and basically Hiruzen then says, I want you to become the Hokage, no one else. And Naruto's like, Jiraiya Sensei, you should take this opportunity. And basically Jiraiya's like, what do you mean, Naruto? Naruto then says, don't you do everything to protect the village? How about you protect it with your own presence here in the first place? People wouldn't attack it, especially if someone like you, one of the legendary Sanin, was in the village. And basically Jiraiya thinks about it, and he's like, Naruto, I'll take you up on that on that offer, but you have to do something for me too. And Naruto's like, yeah, what is it? And then Jiraiya then goes on to say that he has to leave the army because he has already known that Naruto has been doing army missions. And Naruto's like, but how did you know? And basically the Jiraiya's like, listen, Naruto, I know more things than you than anyone else, so please just leave the Anbu. I'll make sure to bring down Danzo for good this time, even though my master couldn't do it himself. And basically then Hiruzen looks down saying, yeah, it's my fault. And basically Jiraiya then says, no, it's fine, it is what it is. And now anywho, of course, a few days later, since the Itachi and the Kisame still arrive, Naruto really wasn't there. Of course, Kakashi gets annihilated. Then Jiraiya actually goes to the hospital room to see Kakashi, and no one can actually wake him up from this coma. And he thinks of a plan, saying that they should go find Tsunade. She'll probably be the only one to actually be able to heal him. And plus, Lee needs medical attention because no one is able to find a cure for, a cure for, not a cure. They're not able to actually find an operation to do on Lee, but only Tsunade knows. But it is what it is. Now, Jiraiya doesn't know who to send other than Naruto. But since this time, Naruto is actually been in the Anbu, and he's just a bit weaker than Kakashi right now. Well, you could say he's as strong. I'm counting Kakashi's Mangekyo, but no one really knows about it, and it is what it is. Anywho, now Naruto has been given an S rank mission. Yes, Naruto's more than capable enough to do it, and at first he's at wait, Team 7? Wait, what? But Kakashi's not awake, and basically he's like, no, only you will go, and I would send someone else like Kakashi with you, but of course he's in a bad state and he can't even wake up, so I trust you, Naruto. And Naruto's like, alright, I'll do it. And basically, of course, he does know how Tsunade looks. He's seen pictures of the legendary Sannin, Orochimaru, Jiraiya, and Tsunade. And yeah, Naruto goes off. And of course, here Jiraiya actually wrote down the sorry, completely forgot. Naruto knows Rasengan. Jiraiya actually wrote down Naruto a few things that he should learn, which are chakra transformation and chakra nature transformation, I'm pretty sure. Or anywho, Naruto has all 5 chakra natures, just saying. Especially because he even has his own literally chakra nature ice, just like Haku, but it is what it is. Now Naruto is on his mission and he's searching for Tsunade, but meanwhile doing this, he's actually trying to create a new Rasengan. And at first, he's actually able to do it. Within a week, he's actually able to create the Wind Rasengan, which he actually fails. But of course, he knows that this is possible and it's not impossible, so he keeps training. But one day he needs a break and he realizes that he's been training a bit more than actually searching for Tsunade, and he realizes that this is his own sensei and he needs to do this quick. So he's gonna take one day break and literally go off and search for Tsunade 24/7. Anywho, Naruto during this break, he actually gets woken up by a loud bang to the door, and this time Itachi and Kisame were knocking, but since Naruto was asleep, Kisame is like, oh, you damn brat, literally knocks down the door. Naruto wakes up and says, who are you lot? And basically he sees the 2 attires and he's like, the Akatsuki should have known, so you are after the tail beasts. And Naruto only knows this information because of him being in the Anbu. Anywho, Itachi then says, Naruto Uzumaki, just come with us and do not say a word, and this will be quick and easy. And Naruto then says, you can forget about that. And as soon as he says that, Sasuke actually came out of nowhere and tries to stab Itachi, but Itachi actually turns into crows. And just saying, that only happened because Sasuke came to know about this a bit later in this wave, but it is what it is. And now Naruto says no Sasuke, and basically what he does is that he tries to help Sasuke, but Kisame comes in the way with his sword. Naruto then says, get out of my way, you damn shark looking ass dude. And basically Kisame is like, oh, big words now, you're still a kid, you know. And basically tries to swing at Naruto, but Naruto literally blocks it with one hand and then looks at him, just like what happened with just how Sasuke activated his, started using his Rin Sharingan against Momoshiki. You know how Momoshiki stopped Sasuke's sword. Corona. Sasuke's sword. Yeah, Naruto did the same thing by blocking Kisame's, and looks at Kisame's eyes with his red and blue eye. Of course, he looks at him with the red eye and tells him, I told you, get out of my way already. And basically, as soon as he done that, a little spark, I say little, but it's pretty big, a pretty big spark of blue fire, not even red. Naruto's going all out right now. He's like, I don't care, this is my teammate, you've already done enough to my sensei, you're gone, you're gone, you're gone. Yeah, so, Kisame actually realizes what this is, and so he actually uses one of his strong techniques, because he can feel an immense amount of ominous chakra coming out of Naruto. And so he actually uses his water shark bomb, which actually counters the blue fire, and literally literally becomes there's a lot of steam, but then basically Naruto couldn't really see properly because there was a ton of steam, to be honest. And then Naruto used his wind release jutsu called wind propulsion, which actually propelled everyone in the room and actually destroyed the room, and they're all outside, and he sees Sasuke on the ground, and Naruto says, "You've done enough. Enough damage has been done for you to deserve death." And basically, as soon as he said that, he blitzes Kisame first, because he's the one who actually stopped him, and he's like, "First it's you." And basically, as soon as he says that, Itachi actually comes out and kicks Naruto, realizing that Naruto is actually a threat. He's no joke. And Naruto went flying into a wall, into a building, to be honest. And everyone started screaming. And as soon as that happened, basically Naruto, out of the crater that has been created in the building, a ton of ice and fire come out at the same time. And Naruto says, "You're all done for." And basically looks at Kisame and Itachi in the eyes, and they realize that Naruto's not joking around. But as soon as this happens, Guy says, "Now it's time for the blue beast of the leaf to arrive." And basically, as soon as he says this, he comes in with his sixth gate, kicking Kisame into the ground, into the earth, into the freaking earth. Yeah, sorry guys. And yeah, Itachi looks at him and basically goes to Kisame, saying that there's no point of fighting now. Guy is here, and basically the only reason Itachi is scared because he knows that Guy is no joke. If he goes 8 gates, they are gone. There's no one that can beat 8 gates Guy unless you're Madara. Yeah. Anywho, I'm pretty sure 8 gates Guy could have beat Mangekyo Sharingan Madara. I'm pretty sure. Could be controversial. Did I start a war? I think I did. Anywho, I am foreboding some hate today. Well, I'm recording this on a Wednesday, but it's gonna be uploaded on a Friday. Anywho, now Naruto actually looks up and comes out of the smoke. Not smoke. He starts walking towards Kisame's body, not body, literally Kisame, and Kisame is actually literally heavily injured. Guy just happened to kick him in the ribs, and he's kind of annihilating him right now. But here's what it is. Itachi comes out of nowhere, and what he does is that he throws smoke bombs and goes off on his own. Naruto then says, "Thank you, Guy. These lot made me cause a commotion here." And basically, guys, no problem, Naruto. And the only reason they're acting so informal is because Naruto and Guy aren't really like a student-teacher relationship. Guy actually knows a bit about Naruto, and Naruto has met Guy before, and he did a few missions, especially because Guy did do a few missions with the Anbu, not for the actual Anbu, like the Anbu helping out in missions, and Naruto was there, and they did make pretty good friends. Well, a good friendship out of it. It is what it is. Anywho, now Guy takes Sasuke back, and Naruto says, "Guy, please don't tell the Hokage before I come back." And basically, Guy's like, "But why?" And then he's like, "The Hokage will just bring me back to the village straight away, and I can't deny it. Yeah, I can't blame him. If I was a Hokage, I would do that too for a Jinchuriki like me. But please don't tell him until I come back." And basically, Guy's like, "I'm sorry, Naruto, but I'll be back I'll give you only 3 days, but if you don't come back within 3 days, unfortunately, you'll have to, I'll have to tell the Hokage." And basically, Naruto's like, "That's more than enough, okay? I'll be going." And basically, Guy will make up an excuse that the Akatsuki were actually on the way to Naruto. They were actually near Naruto, but then Sasuke actually stopped them, saying that do not get close to Naruto, because he actually found out a bit more about the Akatsuki through some research. And basically, the Akatsuki, right before they left, they said, "We'll come back for the Jinchuriki another time, and we'll destroy the village with it." And basically, that's what he's gonna make up. But here's what it is now. Naruto, who has only 3 days to actually find Tsunade, finds him within 2 on the night that he's actually going to go and get some food. And yeah, so Naruto walks into the tavern, and then, or the bar, or the whatever, the cabinet thing. Yeah, allow it, man's using big words. Yeah, so he walks in, and in the corner of his eyes he actually spots 2 women. They're talking. One's drunk and one's trying to tell her to stop drinking. And basically, Naruto actually says, "Hey, you lot," and basically, "You two." And basically, Shizuna's like, "Oh no, someone's gonna try to hit on us. Please allow it. She's drunk." And basically, Naruto says, you're the legendary Saiyan, right? And basically, they have a conversation, and basically Naruto says that the Leaf needs her help, and he's willing to do anything to actually bring her back, to uh, help him, because remember, it's his friend, his best friend, to be honest, and yeah, Naruto's best friend right now, because he's actually been making a good bond with Sasuke and his teacher, Kakashi. Of course, he'd do anything, and so she says, "Pay for a bill, and I'll think about it." And basically, Naruto pays, and yeah, they go out, and Naruto's like, "Are you gonna come?" And Tsunade's like, "Never. Why should I help the Leaf? I left for a reason, you know." And Naruto's like, "How dare you lie to me?" And basically, Shizune is like, "I'm so sorry, but she really doesn't want to go back. I'll pay you back right now." And Naruto's like, "No, I need your help." And basically, as soon as Naruto says that, Orochimaru and Kabuto actually arrive. Yes, this is a plot twist. No one expected this, did you? Anywho, Orochimaru actually gives his own proposal to actually heal his wounds. Even though he never lost any arms, he got literally fatal wounds that cannot be cured by anyone except for Tsunade. It's pretty much like what happened to Lee, and is what is. And Naruto says, "No, don't go with him. He's the one who attacked us. Please." And basically, Orochimaru, Naruto would want to kill Orochimaru, but right now he really cannot, because of the last fight. He doesn't want to show too much because people were actually scared of him, and some people, many people saw it. But if they find out, and basically if word goes to the Hokage about Orochimaru and Naruto fighting, the Hokage will come himself, take him back, and give up on Tsunade or something, and whatever. Naruto then pleads Tsunade, and Tsunade is like, "You damned monster! How dare you tell me that you're going to bring back my loved ones? They're dead already. I don't want some fakes." And basically then says, "I'll be going back to the village with you." And basically now Orochimaru gets kind of pissed and basically tells Kabuto to kill them. But the only reason he did that is because he knows that Naruto actually went against the One Tails, and he thought that the One Tails actually kind of annihilated Naruto, and Naruto's been sent here because he was faking that he was alright. But it's not true. Naruto's ability to heal, Naruto's ability to actually regenerate the chakra quickly, yes, Naruto has that ability, actually came in clutch. And Naruto, as soon as Kabuto came up to him with his chakra scalpels, Naruto literally broke through them with his hand, and he's just saying he's using a bit of ice on his hand, literally broke through them and started strangling Kabuto and said, "You get out of my way if you don't want to die." And basically Orochimaru's like, actually never mind, and basically literally tries to kick Naruto, and he wasn't able to. Naruto actually dodged it and let go of Kabuto, and they reverse summoning jutsu that way. Anywho, Naruto actually takes these two to the village, and he arrives within the 3 days. Actually on the last day that Naruto had, they arrived to the Leaf Village, and now of course Tsunade heals Kakashi and Sasuke, and she also heals you know, Lee within a week. But of course Sasuke actually gets visited by Naruto, and Naruto asks how Sasuke is doing, and Naruto says, "Naruto, tell me, how are you so strong?" And basically Naruto's like, "I trained hard in my life, that's pretty much it." And basically Sasuke's like, "That's impossible. I did the same thing as you did, but my brother was after you. Why you? Out of all people, he came to capture you, but not me. I'm his only brother. What's going on here, Naruto?" And basically Naruto's remember, no one really knows about Naruto's actual truth, and he's not allowed to tell them. It's an S-rank secret. And here's what it is. Sasuke gets kind of pissed, and he actually goes off and tries to fight Naruto. Naruto then tells Sasuke that to not do this, and basically Naruto actually decided to free Sasuke and just let his head out, and Sasuke was struggling, but then he says, "Do you really think you can beat me like this?" And basically as soon as he says this, he breaks out of the ice with the Chidori and then goes with the lightning blade. Yes, Sasuke has actually been been training with it, because he actually finished the Chidori training much earlier. It's just that he actually was training with the lightning blade, but he couldn't really use it properly, so he didn't want to risk in the fight against Gaara. And it was a mistake. If he actually pulled off a lightning blade like he did right now, he could have actually finished the fight easy against Gaara. And basically tries to stab Naruto in the chest, but Naruto gets hit in the chest just to show that Sasuke is not slow and or weak. And Naruto says, you see, I didn't have enough time to dodge. And basically Sasuke is like, just shut up already, I already know this is a clone. And basically Naruto then says, interesting, so you already knew. And basically, of course, he walks out behind Sasuke and has a kunai to his neck, and Sasuke says, of course you'd be able to beat me that quick. He always ends up like this. And Naruto's like, there's no need to worry, Sasuke. And basically Sasuke is a sharp and basically roundhouse kicks Naruto to the floor and then says, you damned loser, every time you get in my way, every time you're always a step ahead of me. And then goes away. And then Kakashi actually sees this and sees that Sasuke was actually willing to hurt Naruto with the Chidori, even though he just woke up. He's already ready to kill Naruto out of jealousy. And basically Kakashi says, don't worry Naruto, I'll handle this one. And basically goes off and still ties up Sasuke and tells him this speech about hate, you know, that one. Anywho, I'll roll the clip now.
What's this all about?
Sorry, but I knew you wouldn't want to sit still for a lecture, so I figured I had to pin you down. Let it go. You've got to forget about revenge.
What?
Believe me, in this work I've met a lot of guys who feel the way you do. Trust me, for those who follow the path of revenge, it never ends well. You'll only tear yourself apart. And even if you succeed and you get your revenge, what will you have then? Nothing. Emptiness.
Shut up! What makes you think you know anything about it? It's easy for you to talk. You have no idea!
Easy. Just try to calm down.
Maybe if I was to kill the most important people in your life, everyone who's ever meant anything, maybe then I'd listen to you. Because maybe then you'd have some idea how I feel.
It's an interesting theory, but I'm afraid you're a little late to put it to the test.
Anywho, after this, Sasuke actually decides himself to go seek for power. Since this time, the Sound 4 are actually not gonna come, since now that the Leaf has this many strong ninjas in their arsenal, Sasuke is just gonna leave on his own, and he's going to go to Orochimaru on his own, on his own accord, and so he does. Sasuke left, and no one really noticed for the next few days, until Naruto actually went to Sasuke's home and he saw a letter. Sasuke said that he'll be returning after 3 years or 2 years and a half, as much as he needs, until he kills his own brother. And Naruto scrapped the letter up, and he didn't really. He just put it back and actually went to the Hokage and showed this. Now, after showing the Hokage actually made it clear to everyone that Sasuke Uchiha has left the village, but Naruto wasn't having it. He's like, I'm not having it. And just saying, Sasuke was actually able to find Orochimaru within a few days. This was a bit before, a bit after the thing. So, you know, how Naruto's like, nah, I'm not having that. I'm going to go find Sasuke. And Naruto actually left the village as well to go and find Sasuke. Naruto said he'll return with Sasuke one day, and as long as he's out, he'll be training on his own and training to master all the techniques he can. And Jiraiya's like, Naruto, I shouldn't be allowing you to do this, but alright, I'll give you permission to leave the village and return within 2 years and a half. You have that long either to find Sasuke or to get even strong. To find Sasuke and get stronger within this time. But if you cannot within 2 years and a half, please promise me you'll return. Naruto then promises that he'll return within 1.5 years, and he'll try his best to bring back Sasuke. If not, he says, the Hokage then says, if you can't find him, I'll make sure to help you. I'll give the Hokage spot to someone else and resign just to help your cause. And Naruto says, no need. I'll find him within this year. Within these 2.5 years. Anywho, I'll be going now. And just saying, Sakura, who has been training all this time, she was really sad that Sasuke left, and now even her other teammates gonna leave. She don't want him to leave, and she wanted to go with him, but of course Naruto said no. You have to get stronger. Go train with Tsunade. She's probably the best person you can train under. And just saying, Jiraiya gave Naruto tons of scrolls, and just saying, now that Naruto knows how to summon all the toads, so he can actually learn Sage Mode on his own, and he has been told about this. So, and then right before Naruto left, Yumi, Shikamaru, and Choji actually arrived. Even Hinata, Neji, all of them came, and Yumi actually hugged Naruto and told him that if he doesn't return within 2.5 years, whenever he returns, he's going to die by her own hands. And Naruto's like, yeah, alright, understood. And he goes off on his own. Naruto actually already knows that it's impossible to find Orochimaru, because Danzo, just saying, Orochimaru and Danzo have actually became enemies a bit before Naruto actually entered the village, and just the Anbu. And this is just for plot convenience. Naruto, the Anbu have been trying to find Orochimaru's hideouts for a while, and that has not been happening for most of the time that Naruto was a ninja, an Anbu. And just saying, now we will be heading into a time skip, and just saying, Naruto will not spend time finding Sasuke, but he will actually take advantage of Itachi Uchiha and use him to actually find Sasuke. Once the Sasuke goes to Itachi, he will find Sasuke there, and he will bring him back. Anywho, now Naruto just has to hope that Orochimaru doesn't take Sasuke's body like he's been told by Jiraiya. Jiraiya has told Naruto that Orochimaru is able to switch bodies with people, and he just trusts Sasuke. He wants to trust Sasuke, but he really cannot trust Orochimaru, and he doesn't know if Sasuke is strong enough. But of course, his guts is telling him just to trust him. But it is what it is. Now, Naruto, within these 2.5 years, he has learned the Rasen Shuriken, Vanishing Rasengan, Ice Rasengan, which actually freezes the surface area of the area that he hits. Allow it. I'm trying to use big words. Anywho, now, also he knows the Scorching Rasen Shuriken, and also the Water Style Rasen Shuriken, which actually makes it sharper and makes a bigger explosion and creates a massive shockwave of water. Anywho, he doesn't really have an Earth Style Rasengan. He never really could have thought one up, but it is what it is. Naruto has also learned how to use his Kekkeigenkai much better, and he can actually manipulate most things he can manipulate his eyes to do anything. I literally, in nanoseconds, they can change within Naruto's mind. Whatever he thinks of, he can make it with ice, and he is what he is. Now, Naruto, who has had 2 years of training, now decides that he's actually learned quite a bit, and he thought of going back until he actually goes through the scrolls that Jiraiya has actually written for him right before he left. And just saying, he actually wrote things in the scrolls that he told Naruto before, just in case he forgets about them. And on the last scroll he was about to read, thinking that it's nothing, but he has 6 months, he might as well, maybe there is something there that he hasn't learned yet. And he learns about Sage Mode. He learns about that he could he can actually master Sage Mode, and so he actually summons Gamabunta. He asks him about Sage Mode, and Gamabunta's like, "Come, Naruto, stand on my back, on my head. I'll take you to where I come from, my world." And basically, he takes him to Mount Nyoboku, and basically Naruto then meets Fukasaku, and Fukasaku says, "Oh, so you're the Naruto Jiraiya has been boasting about." And just saying, Jiraiya is only boasting about Naruto because he thinks that Naruto is pretty much the child of prophecy. And basically then Fukasaku says, if you are able to master Sage Mode, you really will be the child of prophecy. So Shall we begin? And Naruto's that child of prophecy. What does that mean? And basically, Kasaku's that you'll understand one day. You will understand. Anywho, we shall be going. Come with me. And of course, now Naruto has been training for 3 months. It takes him quite a bit, especially because Naruto really didn't understand at first. But it is what it is. Now, Naruto, he's now mastered Sage Mode. He actually leaves Mount Myoboku saying goodbye, and he actually decides to actually go visit someone. And he goes and visits Gaara. And since he hasn't seen him in 2 years and 3 months, and no, more than that. Anywho, he goes off to Gaara, and he will spend the rest of the time there for the 3 months, and Naruto will be leaving a bit later. So Naruto, who has been staying there for 3 months, has actually been making real good friends with everyone there, especially Gaara and him are bonding quite a bit. And Naruto has been really envious of Gaara becoming the Kazakage, and he wants to become someone just as big as him, or someone just as trusted as him, like the whole village trusts him. And so that is where he gets his dream of becoming the Hokage. Someone he wants to become someone just like Gaara. He respects Gaara. He respects that Gaara has now grown to be a man to be trusted. Is someone, and Naruto would actually trust his own life to Gaara. He'd give his own life. He trusts his life with Gaara because Gaara. He believes that Gaara is not the Gaara that was here two and something years ago, nearly 3 years ago. But is what is. Naruto then spends a few more weeks there until the Sand Village gets attacked. Naruto was actually, Gaara actually knew who these were, and he'd rather get himself captured than than Naruto get captured. So what he did is that Gaara actually sealed Naruto in a small sand mausoleum, and said sorry to Naruto because he knew that Naruto was going to get in this, and he really didn't want Naruto to do it, and said, if only you'll only get out if I get killed or captured. And Naruto, I'm really sorry. Please forgive me for what I'm about to do. And basically, Naruto always said that if he ever needs help, if the village is always under attack, always to ask him for help, and he'll help out as to the best of his abilities. And Naruto was about to, but of course Gaara stopped there. Naruto was like, no, Gaara, don't tell me. And Naruto knows that the only reason Gaara will do this is because either he himself, Gaara, and he himself is in danger, and Gaara is, and he knows that Gaara is the type of guy to give his own life up for someone else's, and he doesn't want this to happen. So he tries to break out, but in the Sand Mausoleum, he doesn't realize how much time actually he spent. He spent 3 hours in there, and by this time, Kankuro actually went off to search for Gaara, and he got annihilated. And Naruto breaks out of it, and Temari was like, I've been trying to break you out of there for a while. I guess I'm sorry, not Temari. The guy that was with the Gaara and his team, Gaara, Temari, and Kankuro, the one that accompanied them to the Chunin exams. He's like, I've been trying to break you out, but you weren't coming out. But it is what it is. And now Naruto's like, where's Gaara? And basically he tells him the news, and Naruto's like, God damn it, Gaara. Told you to always ask me for help if you need something like this. And basically then he asks where's Kankuro, and basically he says that he's going to try to retrieve Gaara. And Naruto's like, no, these guys are not as strong as these guys are stronger than what he thinks they are. And basically Naruto has been covering intel about the Akatsuki over time, and now he realizes that this is going to be a hard one, and so he says, I'll be back. And basically the guys are, no, please. And basically Naruto's like, what do you mean? And they're like, we've already asked your village for reinforcements, and we've told them that you're here. They're sending a team of 2 healers and 1 jonin, according to them, strong as you, maybe even stronger, because they don't know how strong Naruto who Naruto has truly become now. They really don't understand. Naruto's power is actually on par, or maybe even stronger than Pain's, so he could really take out any of the Akatsuki on his own easily with not much trouble. And something I haven't mentioned about Sasuke has been gaining a ton of chakra. I mean, no, a ton of power, because he's been asking more and more. He wants more and more. That Orochimaru's like, if I give him more, I'm the one only getting stronger when I take his body easily. Anywho, so he gives him a ton of abilities to use. For example, he allows Sasuke to access the Hashirama cells, so he now has Wood Style. He also has the Sage Mode, yes, even Sasuke has Sage Mode, and he's actually pretty much just refining his skills with Sage Mode and his Wood Style now, but just saying, he's actually still weaker than Naruto. That's mostly because of Naruto's ability, Naruto's Kekkei. The Wood Style is actually pretty strong, but really, he cannot beat Naruto's Kekkei, especially because Naruto, just by using his normal fire, it's so hot that it's blue. Literally, Naruto's normal fire is blue, but of course, he can actually tune it down to go red, which is even less hot, which is basically a fire is averagely hot, right? Like, not even averagely, kinda hot. A fire is hot as fire, right? But Naruto's fire, that is as hot as fire, is so hot. No, that doesn't make sense. Allow it. Naruto can use both fires. Yeah, I'm stupid as fuck. Anywho, now, Naruto, he actually found Kankuro, and he takes him back to the village, realizing that Kankuro is actually in trouble. And he has to trust Gaara, and he has to trust him, he puts his full trust in Gaara and says, Gaara, you better not die, I trust you. And basically, now he goes off to Kankuro, to go and leave Kankuro, and just saying, he found him a day away from the village already. Yes, that's how far the Akatsuki actually went, and Kankuro actually caught up to them. Yes, so Naruto already wasted another day, and yeah, Gaara's already in 2 days within his training, and basically he actually saw that Kakashi, Sakura, and Yumi, and also Temari is back. He saw all of them, and basically Yumi and Sakura started healing him as soon as possible. And Naruto says, I'm gonna go now to bring back Gaara, and basically Kakashi's like, no, Naruto, wait a day. We have to wait for for these two to finish. We'll go as a team of 4. Just like the old days, remember when Sasuke was in. Naruto's like, listen, Kakashi-sensei, we don't have time for this. And basically, he was shouting and screaming, and just saying, Chiyo was actually already changed by now, because she saw how Naruto actually loved Gaara like a brother, literally. And so she's like, how about these 2 healers stay back? The us 3 can go, right? They'll catch up easily. Especially if we find the 2 Akatsuki, there will be a pretty big commotion. They shall be able to find us. We should go. And Kakashi recognizes who this is. So, Chiyo is actually a feared ninja, not gonna lie. Like, if you think about it, she's actually pretty much on par with Sasori, not really. But still, she was pretty known throughout the villages, but it is what it is. Now, Naruto, Chiyo, and Kakashi actually decide to go, and Sakura and Yumi just re-met Naruto after so long, and she sees how much he's grown up, but still, she has to say goodbye for now. But Naruto is too worried to just say goodbye. He's like, alright, I'll see you in a bit, and goes off on his own. Kakashi and Chiyo actually follow, and within another day, which is like 3 days, and Gaara's dead by now, they actually find the Akatsuki hideout, and Naruto's like, get out of my way, you damn the wall. And basically he realizes that there is a seal, but he will just destroy it, and he uses his ice to actually freeze the wall and the seal, and then he uses his fire to actually destroy the ice wall now. And he walks in and sees Gaara on the floor, and Naruto cannot feel anything coming from Gaara, and basically he gets pretty pissed, emotional, and out of nowhere, just saying, Naruto has the key to his the seal now, and out of nowhere, some chakra is starting to boil up on him, and just saying, the Naruto still hates Naruto, remember, he still hates humans, he hasn't changed at all, but it is what it is. Now, Naruto actually goes to, he actually blitzes through Sasori's shell, destroys it within one move, and then tries to kill Deidara, who was actually holding Gaara's body now, and Deidara actually was able to barely escape Naruto's wrath. Literally, Naruto had a Rasengan that was literally red, orange, and Naruto is in his cloak, and then he follows and then says, Kakashi, you stay back. I can handle the Naruto's chakra until 3 tails. or maybe even 4. So you better stay back, or you'll be killed with him. And basically, Kakashi trusts in Naruto, and yeah, Naruto, just saying, the fight against Kakashi and Sasori and Chio actually went a lot easier than Sakura and Chio. Kakashi literally just calmed, you know, Sasori's heart right after the fight. A bit of fighting, especially because Chio's protecting Kakashi with her puppets, and Sasori tried to get rid of Chio straight away after this happened, but then Kakashi actually whooped away his heart. Anywho, most of his body, his upper part of his body, and he was gone. Of course, nothing was left back. Not even the father and the father and mother puppets were left back by Chio, but it is what it is. Now, Naruto has finished off Deidara. Yes, he killed him straight up, and he actually took Gaara's body back. And by this time, Yumi and Sakura arrived to see Naruto walking with Gaara in his arms. Literally, Naruto is not saying anything. You could literally, like, you know, when the one of the main characters dies, and then the actual main character is walking with his body, just like Kaneki did in season 2, end of season 2. You know what happened, how he was about to verse the first one-eyed one-eyed king, or whatever. You know what happened there. He was walking like this towards the sand village, and everyone was there, and Chio says, Naruto, put Gaara down. And basically, she starts doing her thing, and she was still a candle low on chakra, and Naruto says, do you need chakra, Lady Chio? And Naruto knows what she's doing now, and Chio's like, thank you, Naruto. And Naruto says, we'll always remember you. And basically, as soon as she died, Naruto actually took Chio on started carrying Chio, and they all had a moment of silence, and her grave was created. Anywho, now Naruto left his own little remark. Well, literally froze her literally her tomb. Her tomb was made out of ice, an eternal ice, and Naruto can make eternal ice. This is something that Naruto has to do with a lot of chakra, something that no one can really do. It's unique, and it can never melt away, and that's how much Naruto respects Chio. Anywho, now that was the end of the first arc in Shippuden. Anywho, now of course within while this happening while this was happening, Team 10 was still asking for reinforcements, and as soon as Naruto came back, he gave the report about what he'd actually learned, and a lot of stuff he learned about the Akatsuki. And yeah, now the Jiraiya told Naruto, and just saying, the assistant, Jiraiya has 2 assistants, and one of them is Tsunade, yes, and the other one is Shizune. Tsunade is actually in love with Jiraiya, but is what is now. Naruto then gets told that Team 10 needs reinforcements, and if he could go and help them. But now Naruto's like, of course I'll help them. Shikamaru and Choji are in danger, and basically Naruto is actually sent there alone, even though there are 2 Akatsuki members. Naruto doesn't care, and Jiraiya's like, stop, Naruto, wait, we can create a team. And Naruto said, I cannot wait, I cannot waste any time, I will not lose anyone else. I've already lost Gaara once, and Lady Chio gave her life up. I'm not gonna lose anyone else like that. It's because I was too slow, so I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna hold anything back. And as soon as Naruto said that, he smiled and then opened his eyes, and Jiraiya saw pigment around his eyes, and Jiraiya was like, I guess you're strong enough. God, Naruto, you're a perfect sage now. You can do this. And Tsunade's like, wait, what? What's going on? And basically Naruto, as soon as he disappeared, he left a little crater on the ground, which gave the shivers to everyone that was actually there, which was Shizune, Jiraiya, and Tsunade. And even Kakashi came out of nowhere, because he felt the amount of literally a massive amount of chakra being unleashed out of nowhere. And then he came towards Jiraiya and says, what was that? And basically said, Naruto's gone on another mission. Kakashi like, wait, hold up, wait, yo, explain the thing, bro. Anywho, Naruto arrived to Team 10 right as Asuma was about to get killed, and you know, like in the original. But Naruto, what he did is that he did not trust what was happening, so he actually body flickered in front of he done and stopped his thing. what's it called, you know, his scythe, and literally broke in half. And Naruto's like, you damned idiot, and literally throws basically then Kakashi actually realized what was happening, and so he actually came in the fight, punched Naruto away, but this time Naruto actually got rid of the circle that you know, he done made. He literally made literally as soon as he got punched with his feet, he was able to actually distort the little circle thing, and yeah, that was pretty much it. Now Naruto is like, everyone, we need to retreat. We need to make a better plan. But Kakazu actually got out all his hearts and says, do you really think we're gonna let the Naruto's Jinchuriki get away like this? This is our chance to earn a fortune. And basically Naruto's like, so you wanna fight me? Huh? Kakazu. And basically Naruto knows who this is, and he is what he is. Now, Naruto actually blitzes Kakazu, and Kakazu already let out his 5 hearts, just saying. But all the other 4 hearts actually came in the way and actually blasted away Naruto, which then he was actually caught by Shikamaru's Shadow Possession Jutsu. And Naruto's like, thank you, Shikamaru. And Shikamaru's like, you say we need a plan, but then you go in blind. And Naruto's like, I know a bit about him. And basically then says that all of them, you need to get rid of all of them, and then you can actually kill Kakazu. And basically then he's like, how are you going to do that? Naruto then says, you four, take care of Hidan, just do not get hit by his scythe. Even though he's half broken, he can still use the same thing that he did to Asuma. Asuma's already half injured, so I'm telling you, do not get him in in trouble. And basically well, not in trouble, literally in any other danger. And basically right before he left, Asuma was with them, and he's like, Naruto, you don't have to do this, we can just retreat. And basically he touched Asuma. He literally put his hand on his forehead and basically let out a ton of chakra, which actually healed Kakazu. And Naruto was actually taking the piss out of the Naruto's by actually using the Naruto's chakra without the Naruto's actually knowing about it. He's like, how dare you, damn brat, and literally punched to the gate. And Naruto could feel shivers in his body, but he's not showing it. And thing, Asuma's fully healed, but then he's like, but how, Naruto? Naruto's like, there's no need of explaining, be grateful. And basically he's like, I am, but how? You're not even. And basically Naruto says they're coming. And basically then Naruto actually creates an ice wall to actually protect them from Kakazu's attack. And then Shikamaru actually already created a plan to actually annihilate Hidan, because they realized that he's immortal. And the same thing happened as in the original, how he got buried away. And while that was happening, and just saying, Team 10 together, they were doing that. But as soon as that finished, Naruto was able to actually get rid of Kakazu easily. And that was actually Naruto using his winged self, you know, his devil self. But this time it wasn't a devil. Naruto was actually able to use it without actually losing control. And that is because during his Sage Mode training, he was actually gone against the devil that was inside of him, his hatred. And Naruto got rid of it. And now he's actually able to use this form. It's actually much weaker than KCM. Like a lot weaker than KCM, but it's a pretty big boost. And Naruto was able to kill Kakazu, and that was it. Anywho, no Rasen Shuriken, literally Naruto using his Kakegenkai. That's how much literally control over he had it. Anywho, now after this, Naruto and Team 10 actually reunited, and they went off back to the village. And Ino, who actually used to hate Naruto, now is actually like, oh, he's actually pretty safe. I guess I like him now. And yeah, he is what he is. Now, after this, Sasuke actually killed Orochimaru, and word went around the whole entire, all the nations. And yeah, Naruto's like, Sasuke got this strong. Damn, is what it is. I gotta train a bit more, and that I'm joking. But anywho, Naruto was taking a rest, and then he realized, wait, hold up. If Sasuke killed Orochimaru, that means he's going to Itachi and finishing him off. Alright, cool. So basically then he went to the Hokage and told him everything about his speculations. And basically he's like, wait, what? Do you really think this is true? And basically Naruto's like, it has to be. There's no other explanation. And basically Jiraiya's like, Naruto, I cannot send you. No, it's too dangerous. It's the Akatsuki, Naruto. Naruto says, I don't care, Akatsuki or not. I'll bring back Sasuke. I'll destroy them. Understood? And basically, Jiraiya's like, get him. And as soon as they said this, Naruto's like, Jiraiya Sensei, you said I could. How could you betray me like this? And basically, Tsunade, Shizune, Sakura, Yumi, and Shikamaru even apprehended him. And as soon as they did, Naruto actually broke up straight away. And basically, already in Sage Mode, and basically Naruto that, do you really think you can apprehend me, Jiraiya Sensei? I have way too much power. I'm not trying to flex or anything, but I don't think you can stop me here. I will not stop here. I will find Sasuke and bring him back. Unfortunately, I don't really need a team, so I shall be going on my own. And then he literally went off, and Jiraiya literally followed Naruto's traces. Literally, he found out missing in his imperfect stage mode. He stopped Naruto, and Naruto's like, Jiraiya Sensei, you know you can't stop me even with that form. Understood? So please, I don't want to hurt you. Get out of my way. Jiraiya then says, I'm not here to stop you. I'm here to make you. I'm here to make you promise me something. And basically, Naruto's always it. And Jiraiya's like, you have power, but it doesn't mean you're safe. It doesn't mean you're the strongest. I'm giving you this one chance. If you don't bring back Sasuke, we shall issue out a warning. If on sight, either kill or run. Understood? And Naruto's like, I'll bring it back this time. If not, I won't come back. And Jiraiya's like, no Naruto, you have to come back. If you can't bring him back, it's over. Naruto then just smiles and gives a thumbs up, saying, believe it. And basically after this, Jiraiya just smiles and says, Naruto, you'll never change. Naruto says, I'll never change, I'll always say like this. And this is how I'm going to become Hokage. And basically then embraces Jiraiya for pretty much a final goodbye, because he doesn't know what could happen out there. And then he goes off on his own. Naruto, knowing the Naruto, knowing Sasuke's chakra signature, actually starts literally with Sage Mode. He starts tracing back where Sasuke last went, and he actually traced back Sasuke. And as soon as he got close, he actually he actually sensed a few different people. Suigetsu, Jugo, Karin, and one of them was similar to his own chakra. He thought maybe this one is like an Uzumaki. Nah. What? And basically Naruto knew that the Uzumaki clan was pretty much wiped out. But still, it is what it is. And yeah, Naruto goes off and just follows them. He follows them until a point where, Kisame stops Team. Anywho, of course, Kisame stops them. Team Heavy, I'm pretty sure. I never remembered their name, but I don't give a damn. I really don't give a shit. They're irrelevant. Really, Jugo's dead. Suigetsu is my favorite one out of them. Karin, Ho. Yeah, so anywho, that was my true feelings towards Sasuke's team, just disgustingly bad. Anywho, now, Naruto, who has been following them for a while, no one has noticed them. Well, him. And then he actually sees Sasuke going off on his own. Naruto follows Sasuke. But then Kisame does a water shock bomb jutsu on Naruto. Even though Suigetsu says, fight me. Kisame kicks him in the chest and then goes for Naruto. Naruto sees that Kisame is going up against him and says, really? Do you really think this is going to work against me again? And basically then freezes the shark. But then he explodes. Naruto took no damage because of his Sage Mode. But then blitzes Kisame, and Kisame smiles. Naruto has a Rasengan in his hand. Not knowing Kisame's true abilities, Kisame uses his sword to actually stop the Rasengan, and then says, you are a worthy opponent. I guess I'll fight you while I wait for Itachi to finish his little quarrel with his brother. And basically Naruto's like, you're getting out of my way now, or I'll kill you. And basically Kisame is like, I don't think you have a choice. Either you kill me or you get killed following Sasuke. And basically Naruto is like, alright then, I'll kill you. And basically as soon as he says this, he tries to kill Kisame with his fire. And yeah, Kisame literally absorbs the fire, and Naruto realizes that the sword is what absorbs it. It wasn't him. He thought it was him protecting himself and then absorbing it, but it was actually the sword. But he doesn't know that the sword can actually give him the power. Naruto says then absorb this, and then basically uses his ice release, and then Kisame can't really absorb that because it's not like pure chakra like a tail beast bomber or Sengon. And remember, it's actually solid, so you can't just literally absorb the solid like it's a Kami or some shit like that. You know what I mean? So anywho, Naruto says, so I can only fight you with ice. Fair enough. I guess I should use this technique I've learned. And basically Naruto throws two kunais up in the air, and then they both freeze. They become two swords. Naruto is actually a sword master. Naruto has learned how to use these swords during his traveling on his own. And then basically blitzes Kisame and starts using dual wielding from SAO. I'm sure you guys know what that is. And anywho, Naruto's like, interesting, so you can even block this. How about go even faster? And basically Naruto keeps going faster and faster every time, getting faster every hit. Kisame taking damage. He's realizing that Naruto's pretty fast, and by the time if he doesn't go all out now, Naruto will definitely win this fight. So Kisame actually says enough is enough. I guess I'll just capture you before the 8 tails, since there are only 2 left. I mean, doesn't really matter. I'll just keep you near death, and then I'll just seal you away myself. And basically Naruto's like, sharp, you ain't capturing no one here. And basically as soon as he says this, Naruto gets kicked in the chest by Kisame, and then Kisame actually starts transforming into his shark form. Naruto realizing that this fight is not going to be easy, he's going to have to try hard. He actually makes the swords into eternal ice. Yes, as I said before, eternal ice is something Naruto can do. And basically he starts adding fire to it, and basically Naruto's like eternal fire, and basically they both combine and they become one, and the swords are steaming. And then basically Naruto's like, are you ready to die? And basically Kisame's like, I'll absorb all your power, and then I'll take you to the Akatsuki. And then the fight actually begins. Naruto and Kisame actually clash. A massive explosion happens, so big that even Jugo has to protect his 2 teammates from not getting blown away. Naruto says, interesting. You were even able to absorb the explosion I created. You're one strong opponent. I gotta give you that one. But it's over. And just saying, Naruto's eternal ice swords were actually broken. One of them was broken. Naruto only had one. You can't use dual wielding right now. And just saying, eternal ice doesn't mean you can't break it. It's pretty hard. It's really hard to break it, but it's basically it cannot melt. That's for sure. Anywho, Naruto then looks at Kisame and then says, "Take this." And basically, what happens is that Naruto actually starts steaming from his own body. And just saying, this is something Naruto has actually developed again on his own. He actually increases his all his abilities, all his stats, by actually increasing his body heat, his heart rate, everything. And basically Naruto's gone even faster, double the speed. You can see it's kind of like gear 2 of a thing. Luffy, or maybe the Kaioken. You know what I mean? Anywho, Naruto actually blitzing Kisame, actually punches him once. And he's actually adding quite a lot of chakra to this. It's like a Tsunade punch. But Kisame actually uses the chakra he has absorbed before to actually heal himself. And says, you know something, Naruto Uzumaki? I am known as the tailless tail beast. And Naruto's like, I've heard that from a few people. I guess the tailless tail beast is pretty strong after all. But can it really beat the 9 tails? And basically Naruto actually goes into his 9 tails chakra cloak, literally 3 tails already, and he's literally controlling it. But if he goes any further, he knows that he's going to lose. And Naruto wants to end this in one shot. So Naruto, being cocky as always, he thinks that he cannot absorb this technique. And basically Naruto uses a Rasen Shuriken, and just saying, it's a massive one. It's like the one that he used against Madara to one-shot him, but of course Madara actually was able to escape that one. But his way is, Naruto actually adds a ton of chakra to it, and then engulfs it with his tail beast chakra, which makes it into a Vermilion Rasen Shuriken, and then he throws it like a boss. And just saying, this is taking quite a bit. But this time, Sasuke's already started this fight. He's using wood style and everything. But, of course, Itachi, even though he's basically blind, having a harder time against Sasuke, is able to block everything. And in the end, actually, Sasuke had to get the Kirin out. Even Naruto seeing this, and Naruto and Sasuke were actually able to use the Kirin at the same time. Well, Kirin and Rasen Shuriken at the same time, and Naruto realizes that if this one doesn't finish it, he's gone. He's literally, Sasuke's far too gone. He's gone. He cannot capture him. He cannot take him back. And basically, the Rasengan got actually absorbed straight away by Samehara. Or Samehara, I'm not sure. Anywho, now, Naruto is in trouble. Because the Kirin hit. And there was a massive explosion. He doesn't know who did this. Was it Sasuke? Was it Itachi? Who knows? And he just has to hope for the best. But of course, by this time, Itachi says his final goodbye and falls to his death. And of course, Sasuke falls to the ground as well, and he's taken away by Obito. Naruto realizes that he can't feel Sasuke's chakra anymore, and he gets pretty pissed at Kisame, saying that it's your fault. I shall kill you for this. And basically, actually goes into his he actually tries to go into his pretty much OP state, you know, the angel form. But of course, it's not working because Naruto actually lost a ton of chakra when actually fighting Kisame. And Kisame says, "I guess my job is done here. Rest in peace, my friend, Itachi. I'll always respect you." And basically then actually escapes, and Naruto's like, you lucky bastard. And basically then, and they're like, what happened to Sasuke, do you know? And Naruto's like, you lot, get out of my way. And basically they're like, tell us where Sasuke went. We know you know. And basically Naruto's like, do you want to die? If not, get out of my fucking way. And basically Naruto is actually swearing now. He's like, get out of my way. He's pissed. He's fuming right now. Anywho, now Sasuke still told the truth, and Team Heavy becomes Team Taka, I'm pretty sure. And Sasuke goes to capture the 8 tails. And by this time, Jiraiya never actually went to the Rain Village, so Pain was actually dispatched. I kind of fucked up my lip while I just said dispatched. Shit. Yeah, so my lip was kind of dry today, and yeah, I forgot to put Vaseline on it, and yeah, as soon as I said dispatched, he ripped. Rip. Anywho, now, Pain heading to the Leaf Village. Naruto has already returned, and he's pretty pissed off that he couldn't bring back Sasuke, and Jiraiya gave him his last chance, but of course, he failed it, and now, Pain was arriving, which no one really knew about it. And of course, Naruto was already sad that basically Jiraiya was about to send out the warning, if you see him, kill him or capture him, do whatever, he's yours. But of course, Naruto doesn't want this to happen. But as soon as he's trying to argue with Jiraiya, a massive explosion happens in the village, and of course it's the Pains. Naruto realizes how much chakra is coming from these lot, and so he says, Jiraiya Sensei, we don't have time for this damn letter. And basically literally burns it from Jiraiya's hand from a distance. And Jiraiya's like, wait, what? And Naruto is basically, this is like an Amaterasu technique that Naruto actually learnt during his time skip. Yes, a lot of plot armor is being used here, but it is what it is. Anywho, now Naruto goes to the attack where it's happening, and basically Naruto arrives in front of all of them. Already in Sage mode, yes, Naruto can actually gather nature energy while he's actually moving. Naruto realizes what's happening here and says, how dare you attack the village of Akatsuki? And basically literally blitzes one of them, and even though they all have connected visions, you know, shared visions, Naruto was able to decapitate the Naraka one, the one with the missiles and everything, and says, alright, who's next? And basically they all back up from Naruto, and the Diva Path decides to actually make Naruto feel pain for even doing that, and he's like, the Naraka Path can go too. He wasn't strong enough after all. And basically literally does a catastrophic almighty push, and basically Naruto and everyone was sent away, and it was pretty much death for most people. Anywho, now Naruto actually coming out of the rubble, he sees that Jiraiya was actually nearby. Kakashi was nearby, and basically these 5 people were still intact, while most of the village, pretty much the whole village, was annihilated. Naruto was pretty pissed, and so he actually decided to go all out, actually using a sealing formula which he learned over time, and he actually left these formulas everywhere in this in the village, and so he only used 4 of them, 4 that were actually making a square. Fortunately for Naruto, these sealing formulas weren't blown away with the village, and Naruto says, "You'll regret this one," and literally puts up his 2 fingers and creates a barrier, an invisible barrier that no one can get through. Kakashi tried to use a Chidori on it, but he couldn't. Jiraiya tried to use a Rasengan on it, he couldn't. There was no way of getting in, and then they see Naruto inside it. It was see-through, so Naruto could fight, and they could watch him avenge the villagers. Naruto had tears in his eyes and said, "How dare you? This is my village. How could you do this? Why are you doing this?" And basically, here is where Pain gives his speech to Naruto.
You asked me why I'm doing all this. But even if I told you why, I doubt very strongly that the knowledge would change anything at all. But let's say that I take the time to explain it to you. What do you think would happen then? My goal is to fulfill the dream even Jiraiya-sensei was unable to achieve. What I want is to create peace and bring about justice. Oh, I see. That is noble of you. That would be justice. However, what about my family? My friends? My village? They suffered the same fate as this village at the hands of you Hidden Leaf Ninja. How is it fair to let only you people preach about peace and justice? Once, the Land of Fire and the Hidden Leaf had grown too big. To protect their national interests, they forced feudal clans to wage war against each other, and profited from it. Otherwise, the people of the villages would have starved. As it happened, our little nation and its villages became the battlefield where the great nations waged their war. Each time they did, our nation was ravaged and laid to waste. After many such battles, the great nation stabilized, but our smaller nation suffered, and it barely recovered. You and I are both seeking the very same thing. We both want to achieve the peace that Jiraiya-sensei envisioned. You and I are the same. We're both motivated by our desire for peace and justice. The justice that I have delivered against the Leaf Village is no different from what you are trying to do to me. Everyone feels the same pain when losing something dear. You and I have both experienced that pain. You strive for your justice, and I strive for mine. We're both just ordinary men who have been driven to seek vengeance in the name of justice. And if one comes to call vengeance justice, such justice will only breed further vengeance and trigger a vicious cycle of hatred. Right now, we live in such a cycle. I know the past and can foretell our future. It is the same as our history. So we believe that human beings simply cannot understand each other, and they never will. The shinobi world of ours is ruled by hatred, and hatred alone. So, Naruto, how would you confront this hatred in order to create peace? I want to know what your answer is.
I don't know. I don't have an answer.
Well, after this, Naruto was pretty hesitant to fight Nagato. And then, yeah, he could actually feel the people's chakras. The people were actually being protected by both Yumi, Sakura and Tsunade, all of them using their summonings. Of course, they all protected all the villagers right in time before this catastrophic event happened. Naruto then says, how about we help each other? We can give you a new home, and you can join us. How about that? I'm sure that'll be fair, right? We all get justice. And basically, Pain's like, justice? Do you really think that'll be justice? And Naruto's like, it is what it is. And basically, it blitzes Pain, and Pain's like, wait, what? And literally, he's like, all the other Pains are already frozen, so I might as well just destroy them. And this happened within a second. No one could really tell what just happened, but Kakashi, having the Sharingan, was able to actually see what went down. Naruto, as soon as he said this, he heard Pain say no, and basically Naruto's like, alright then, and literally freeze. Literally, he said freeze, and well, he muttered the words freeze. Within a second, he was already on to Pain, and literally then he took out one of the rods out of Pain. Pain's like, how dare you? And literally then says freeze. And just saying, Naruto actually touched Pain, and the only other way he froze the other ones was because Naruto actually from behind, he actually allowed ice from his feet. Then Naruto found out where the true Pain was. Naruto already realized what this was. He didn't think there was no way, from the intel he got from the Anbu, there was no way of the the only Rinnegan users to literally be 6 people with the Rinnegan. There was no way, and plus the other one that he killed wasn't actually a Rinnegan user. It was actually a robot somehow, and he realized that there must be a trick behind it, and he realized that these are just puppets of the original Rinnegan user. So he actually decided to annihilate all of them and just go to the real person and ask him in real life. Anywho, now Naruto told him that there is the true Rinnegan user is hiding there, blah blah blah, and he takes Jiraiya with him. Jiraiya actually tells Kakashi to keep the village safe while he's out, and Kakashi's like, wait, what? No, the Hokage shouldn't go out. And basically Jiraiya went off with Naruto, and then Kakashi's like, the student took from his master, I see. And basically now Naruto and Jiraiya actually arrive at the cave, well, not the cave, at the tree, and basically Naruto and Jiraiya then give a great speech to Nagato. Nagato, knowing what to do, he actually decides to join them, and in the end, he was about to join them, but Obito comes out of nowhere and says, I guess you are a traitor, Nagato. Thank you for this eye. And literally goes off and leaves, and yeah, of course, Nagato is now one eye short, and then he was about to actually leave now, and Obito's like, yeah, I just was finding the right time to steal the other one. 2 together was a bit hard, but thank you. And literally leaves again with both Rinnegan now. Nagato is now blind, but he isn't really too... he's kind of fussed about it, but he's not at the same time. He just wants to spend his time where he in peace, and he realizes that the Leaf Village is probably the best place. Anywho, Naruto, Nagato, Conan, and Jiraiya actually return, and I know it's kind of a plot twist, both Rinnegans being taken away, and as soon as they return, they actually see that thing. The Raikage is already pissed off that Killer Bee was actually captured, and just saying, this time Killer Bee was actually captured, and Naruto was the only Jinchuriki left. The only reason Killer Bee was actually captured is because thing of what's it called? What's his name? Sasuke actually having wood release, and he was actually able to capture the 8 tails easily, and it was pretty much it for Killer Bee. Killer Bee said his final goodbyes to Gyuki, and Gyuki said his final goodbyes, and they both parted ways. Killer Bee to the afterlife, and Gyuki to the statue. Anywho, now Naruto was pretty pissed off that all the Jinchurikis are dead now except for him. He's the only one remaining, and he realizes what to do. Naruto then goes into deep meditation. He goes into deep meditation, while Jiraiya actually left off for the 5 Kage Summit. Naruto's in deep meditation. He's actually meditating. He's meditating to get into his mind. His mind was hard to access now. He hasn't been in it for years. Now, Naruto, once he accesses it, it's been a few days. And Sasuke was already heading to the village, ready to destroy it. Ready to annihilate Danzo, who's still in the village right now. And so, Naruto actually saw the Nine Tails' cage again. Naruto's like, "It's been a while, Fox." And the fox growled, saying that, "How dare you take my chakra, Naruto? Do you not know who I am?" And basically, Naruto's like, "I know perfectly who you are. It's also chakra. Someone that's been misunderstood. I understand how you feel, Nine Tails. How about we join forces? We are the last two. Understood? So, unless you want the Akatsuki to seal you away too, and me dying, and the world ending, you can do whatever you want. But I'm telling you this right now. There is only one chance of us winning this, and us to join forces." And then basically, Kurama then says, "How about we make a deal? We will join forces if you've passed my exam." And Naruto's that written exam, and Kurama's that, "Let me out of this cage. We will fight to see who's the strongest." And Naruto's that, "Oh, so you want to see who's the stronger one out of us? Fair enough. Let's do this." And basically now, now Naruto and the Naruto's begin their fight. Naruto begins by actually using a Rasen Shuriken and realizes what to do to take the chakra away from the Nine Tails. But the Nine Tails says there's no need for that. After this, if you're able to beat me, I'll be your ally forever, Naruto Uzumaki. So don't worry, I won't go against the rules that I've made myself. And Naruto says, "I guess you're a fair player. Alright then, let's fight for real now." And basically Naruto was fighting Nine Tails. Remember, the Nine Tails hasn't fully given up, hasn't fully given up his hatred for humans. So at the same time, midway the fight, he still says that it doesn't mean I'll still try to take you. It doesn't mean that I won't try to take your body. And basically Naruto realizes that he messed up. He didn't think of this scenario, because remember, if he lost, there must have been something for the Nine Tails to gain, right? And he realizes now. And basically now, Naruto, he has half already started to transform into the Nine Tails. And Kakashi saw this and was actually called Yamato. Yamato was helping Naruto stop this. And just saying, the meeting with Sasuke never happened. Something that I forgot to mention. With Orochimaru and Sasuke, Naruto, Sai, and Sakura and Yamato, that never happened because Sasuke was killed way too fast for that to even be mentioned. Anywho, now Naruto, he was actually fighting, and Naruto was trying to stop this from happening, and then out of nowhere he was teleported somewhere else. He was transported into a into a different universe, let's say, into a different dimension. Naruto sees two figures, one with long red hair and one with short yellow hair. One has blue eyes and the other one has... I made a mistake. He seems like Kushina has the same eye color. Well, not the same one, a bit darker, but his way is whatever. Leave me alone. I am dumb and I shall stay dumb. Well, no, I won't. I will try my best to get smart. Yeah, so whatever. Now, Naruto has asked them, what is this? Who are they? And basically they explain everything that happened 12 years ago, and that the Masked Man is the true threat to this world, not the Nine Tails, not anyone else, not the Akatsuki, it's the Masked Man. He's the mastermind behind everything, and Naruto already knew that. Mom, Dad. And basically Minato says, "Naruto, let me give you this. It's a scroll. This will disappear, but will stay in your mind. It's the knowledge to learn my signature technique. But you'll have to train with it. It won't come easy." And basically Naruto's alright. And realizes that this technique is amazing. He understood it straight away. And Naruto has some kind of universal understandings of sorts. He thought he had some sort of understanding over everything right now. Because he felt so strong. He felt so powerful and everything. You know what I mean? And basically then, out of nowhere, Naruto was transported back, saying goodbye to his parents, and tears came out of his eyes. Naruto then smiles at the Nine-Tails and says, "Are you ready, Nine-Tails?" And the Nine-Tails was confused. And Naruto, midway his fight, he created a kunai with a seal on it, and Naruto threw it at the Nine-Tails. The Nine-Tails stopped it with its hand and said, "It's that all?" And basically Naruto teleported to it and with the Rasen Shuriken and says, "Are you ready to finish this, Nine-Tails?" And the Nine-Tails are, "Wait, what? This technique? Don't tell me you met him." And basically Naruto's like, "Exactly. I met the only one who could have sealed inside of me." And as soon as he says this, he throws the Rasen Shuriken and one-shots the Nine-Tails. The Nine-Tails laughed, saying that, "Of course, Minato was the one who beat me 12 years ago. And he came back to tell his son how to beat me. It's actually amazing. Pisses me off that one man has beaten me pretty much twice. And now his son beats me. Sick. Fuck you lot. Fuck the Namikaze. Fuck the Uzumaki. Fuck all of yous." Anywho, now, of course, Naruto wakes up in his KCM 2 state. Naruto says, "This power, I feel so strong." And just saying, Naruto's KCM state doesn't turn his hair orange. It actually stays the same color, white and red, to show that he's his parents' son. And is what is. Naruto then says, "We need to stop the upcoming war." And basically Kakashi's like, "What?" And Yamato's like, "Wait, what?" And Naruto never met Yamato. He's like, "Who are you, first of all?" Anywho, as soon as that happened, as soon as Naruto said that, there was a massive explosion in the village, and there was a massive fireball heading towards the little cottage he was in. And just saying, Yumi and Sakura were there too. And Naruto says, "Who might this be?" And basically, as soon as he says this, he literally looks at the fireball and extinguishes it. Literally, his eyes came out of nowhere and annihilated it. Haku and Zabuza actually came to Naruto's aid, and basically they're like, "What's going on here? Naruto, is this another attack?" And Naruto's like, "I think so. But it's not from the same dude. It's not from the Akatsuki. It's someone from the Leaf. I can tell who he is." And basically Naruto blitzes past all of them in his KCM 2 state and literally says, "Sasuke, how dare you?" And literally Sasuke goes into Sage Mode and says, "This is something I haven't used against Itachi. I thought it wasn't needed. I was too cocky. I guess now I'll have to use it against you since you're pretty strong. Get out of my way, Naruto. Where's Danzo?" And basically, as soon as he says this, Danzo arrives, and Naruto's like, "Why are you searching for Danzo?" And basically, now, Obito has never told him what really happened, and he is what he is. Anywho, Danzo says, "So you found out the truth about Sasuke." And basically now Naruto's like, Itachi, sorry. And then Naruto's like, "What's going on?" And basically Sasuke says, "You shut up." And basically Sasuke, actually having intel about Danzo, uses his Susanoo to cut off Danzo's arm. And basically Danzo's like, "How did you know?" And basically then he stabs Danzo's eye, the Shisui's eye, and then pulls him up and says, "You shall die here. The village is next." And basically slices him in two, and Danzo burns away. Naruto's like, "What's going on here, Sasuke? Explain." And basically Sasuke's like, "Remember my clan? The clan that disappeared? Well, guess what? My brother was ordered to kill it. Because of you. Because of you. Leaf villagers. The Leaf elders shall die next." And basically then the third Hokage actually arrives and says, "Sasuke, I'm so sorry. It was my fault. Itachi did it because of my mistakes. It was not the Leaf's fault. Please kill me instead. And please leave the Leaf alone." And then Sasuke's like, "With pleasure, old man. And then I'll destroy the Leaf anyways." Then Hiruzen believes that it's his end. But then, out of nowhere, a massive fox hand appears and basically breaks the sword. Then starts walking towards the Susanoo and literally destroys the Susanoo in one shot. Naruto, being pretty pissed, gets out of his KCM and starts strangling Sasuke on the floor, Jugo comes out of nowhere. And then basically Naruto looks at him and stabs Jugo in the heart with an ice pillar. Literally, an ice pillar was created in thin air. Then Suigetsu tries to save Jugo, but it's too late. Jugo is dead. Then Karin comes in. Naruto splits Karin in two with one sweep fire slice with his own hand. And then Suigetsu came in the way, and Naruto's like, do you want to boil away too? And basically Suigetsu says, I'll avenge my team. And basically Naruto literally burns him away, evaporates him. Anywho, now it's over for Team Heavy. Team Taka's gone. Anywho, whatever, both teams are gone. Now Naruto then starts crying towards Sasuke, saying that, why Sasuke? Why does this always have to happen to you? Sasuke then replies by saying, get off me, Naruto, now! And basically, as soon as he says this, the Susanoo ribcage reappears and Naruto gets blown away. Naruto really didn't have any more purpose now, since Sasuke pretty much ruined everything. Sasuke was literally the purpose for him to actually remain a ninja. He really didn't care if he was a ninja or not at this point. Literally, he wanted to just bring back Sasuke, and that's pretty much it. Of course, becoming Hokage was his dream and everything, but now, what's the point? Is there really a point? What he does is kill people, and that's pretty much it. But what Naruto doesn't understand is that he kills people to protect the village. And look, he has been protecting the village this whole time. Sasuke, using his Susanoo, was about to destroy the village and go off on his own. But then, out of nowhere, his eyes started pulsing. Sasuke, realizing that he's going blind, he actually gets out of his Susanoo and then falls to the ground. But out of nowhere, Toby appears and takes him away. Toby then explains that Naruto's too strong. He needs to get stronger. Naruto wasn't even using his Sage mode. And basically he says that he probably mastered the Nine Tails of Chakra from what I've seen. And basically Sasuke's like, he's that strong. How can I pair up to him? I need to destroy the village. I want to. And basically now, just saying, Team Taka's gone. They're actually dead. And then basically Naruto's still on the floor, on the ground. And just saying now, the Hokages actually helped out Naruto and basically gave him an inspirational speech. And Naruto got back his ninja way, realizing that he has a whole village to protect. He's probably going to be the next Hokage. Look how strong he's getting. Anywho, now the Kabuto still gave the same proposal to Obito, which he could. Wait, what? Which he really couldn't refuse because of the body of Madara Uchiha, but it is what it is. Now the war actually began because Obito actually declared war for the Nine Tails. The Nine Tails was actually not put in custody because Naruto was actually strong enough to go off on it. Literally, Naruto was the ace of this war, because even though he's the Nine Tails Jinchuriki, there's no way they cannot have Naruto in this war, because he's the strongest out of everyone. There's no way. Naruto's too strong to not be in this war, and if he's not, it's pretty much a loss. He's the strongest, pretty much the strongest in the whole entire world right now. So Naruto enters the war, all his clones go to each platoon, and Naruto is able to fight with the platoons at the same time. Of course, Yumi and Sakura. Yumi actually wanting Naruto to hide and basically be saved. Of course, Naruto said no. Then Yumi actually joined the war with Naruto to actually help out, and she became a medical ninjutsu, actually leader of the medical team. She was actually a bit better than Sakura here, but Sakura is actually stronger than her right now because of her immense amounts of chakra. And well, not immense, literally her punches are a bit stronger than Yumi's, but Yumi, you could it's kind of controversial because of Yumi's Byakugan. Technically Yumi would win, but Sakura in raw strength, she's way stronger. Anywho, now Naruto being in the war, he still meets the 7 other Jinchuriki, from going from 2 tails to 8 tails, since Killer Bee is dead too, and Naruto annihilates all of them and actually learns all their names. And basically that ended like the same episode, just that Killer Bee wasn't helping Naruto, but this time was actually fighting Naruto. Anywho, now it's actually up to Naruto to save the ninja world, realizing that there is no other way of him actually being able to beat you know, there's no one else except for him to beat the masked man Madara. But it is what it is. Naruto accepts the challenge and says, alright, I'll win this war. And basically now, just saying, Sasuke woke up and just saying, Naruto already versed Itachi, and Itachi is heading towards Kabuto, especially because of Koto Matsukami, and it never came out during the attack against the leaf, because Sasuke wasn't anywhere close to destroying the leaf. He said if Sasuke actually went against the leaf to destroy it, even though he did, Naruto stopped him literally after killing only one person, Danzo, who pretty much deserves it because now he understands the true story. The Hokage told him everything, and he's like, oh, he deserved it. Anywho, bye, I'm going to war. Anywho, now, just saying, the Hokage is actually with Onoki. The Hokage is actually in the same platoon as Kakashi with Haku and Zabuza. But is what it is. Now, the true fight begins because Madara came out. Madara annihilates that platoon, and of course the 5 Kage actually come together, and it's not Tsunade, it's actually Jiraiya. Even though Tsunade joins in the fight, same as Hiruzen, but they all get annihilated. Hiruzen was close to death, and since Karin's not here, either they all die or there has to be some kind of plot twist. Anywho, I'll tell you that in a bit. Of course, the 5 Kage were annihilated. Naruto actually felt that because Naruto actually has an immense amount of sensory ability, so he actually tells Yumi and Sakura, one of them, to actually go and heal them. And Naruto would go himself to go and heal them, but if he leaves the battlefield against the Tentacles, they're all gone. And of course, Kabuto's reanimation jutsu was actually undone, and yeah. Obito still fights. Kakashi comes back, becomes the Tentacles Jinchuriki. Just saying, Yumi actually went off to save the 5 Kage and Hiruzen and Tsunade, and she was actually able to heal them fast enough, and that was pretty much it for that. And they return stronger than ever. But by the time they return, Naruto's tail beasts are actually just saying, the fight actually went pretty much the same until the 5 Kage arrived. Naruto, and just saying, the other 4 Kage actually arrived, Minato and them, and except for Hiruzen, the other 3, to be honest now. And yeah, even though the other 2 won in the Reaper's belly thing, Orochimaru had DNA of their DNA, so he was able to actually reanimate them. But it is what it is. Naruto actually has his tail beast extracted, and that went the same until he met the Sage of Six Paths. The Sage of Six Paths was actually going to give more power to Naruto than Sasuke, because Sasuke was actually close to awakening the the Sharingan. Man said Sharingan, the Rinnegan. Anywho, he gives him enough chakra to actually awaken the Rinne Sharingan, because Sasuke just needed a few more years to awaken the Rinnegan, so he gave him just a little boost to awaken the Rinnegan, and then the Rinne Sharingan, and then the rest is Naruto, which Naruto basically got one eye. One of his eyes actually evolved into a Rinne Sharingan, and the other one stayed normal. So Naruto will kind of have the same haircut as Sasuke in the future, but his way is Naruto and Sasuke return with stronger than ever. And just saying, Naruto's ability is basically to heal from long ranges, and that's actually an OP ability. It's not like maybe teleporting or anything, but healing from long ranges is actually really good. And just saying, it's not one small heal, it's a full recovery, and that's kind of overpowered. And he can heal himself, anyone from mid-range and everything. But Naruto has a secret ability as well. Naruto has the ability to copy other abilities, other Rinnegan abilities, because this is actually the Rinnegan given by the Sage of Six Paths. Literally, the Sage of Six Paths had to lose a Rinnegan to give it to Naruto, but of course Naruto got his and actually gave Nagato both of his eyes, because Nagato actually arrived at the battlefield asking if he could do anything at all, since Conan was actually there, and Nagato wasn't meant to be there, but then Naruto actually said yes, you can do something, and literally gave both Nagato both of his eyes back. They weren't Rinnegans, but they were actually his original eyes, and Nagato realizes that someone must have implanted them when he was a kid. But it is what it is. Nagato's actually pretty strong even without the Rinnegan. He's actually able to use different types of techniques, and basically now Obito is still of course Infinite Tsukuyomi is still set off, and yeah, that pretty much the fight went pretty much the same, just that Naruto actually, instead of using boiler release, what he did is that he actually went into his case Sage of Six Path mode and KCM, and then he actually activated his wing state. Well, it wasn't really wings, literally Naruto didn't need the wings anymore because he could fly like that anyway. But what happened is that he actually got a boost, and you can clearly see the steam, freezing air coming from Naruto, and at the same time boiling, boiling, boiling warmth coming from Naruto at the same time. Naruto, who had pretty much all the abilities, he once Sasuke actually got whooped away, he was actually able to bring him back. And just saying, Obito didn't need to do that, so he had enough chakra to actually calm me away. That one, was how Obito was actually able to calm me one of the rods away in the original. What happened is that this time he was actually able to create a bigger Kamui, which actually whooped away both the rods. And then basically is that Kakashi take one of them, and basically Kakashi actually took one of them, and he had the Sharingan again. And then Naruto actually regenerated both the eye of Obito, and then Obito gave the other one, and then basically regenerated that one. And Naruto actually gave them Sage of Six Path powers. And just saying, Obito already had a few, so Naruto actually was able to literally change Kakashi's DNA in his eyes to make it that so he can activate and deactivate the Sharingan. But even though since he's not a true Uchiha, he will not suffer the effects of the Mangekyo. But here's what it is. Obito and Kakashi were able to use the Susanoo together and save Sakura, while Naruto and Sasuke in the end were able to sail away Kaguya. Of course, the final fight never happened because Sasuke actually already gave up in his dreams. Revolution, because he knows that Naruto is way stronger than him. He fought Naruto once, and Naruto literally one-shot him to the ground. Even his team, who is now dead, unfortunately, ripped them, but still they got annihilated, and all is well. And yeah, this what if ended in a bit of a rushed way, but really there was nothing for me to change in the end, because it all led up to the fight, unless I changed something like maybe Sasuke actually killing himself or something. So sad. Anyway, whatever. Of course, they actually let everyone go of the Infinite Tsukuyomi, and Naruto still said goodbye to his father. And just saying, Naruto has the thing flying Raijin in this what if. So if I ever take it to Boruto, the Boruto universe will be changed quite a bit. I could make Boruto pretty overpowered. Anywho, now I hope you all enjoyed it. This was the King of Weebs there. Anywho, go subscribe to my gaming channel. Also subscribe to Kazama and watch his videos. And also subscribe to Ratreet and Miniman123. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed it. This was the King of Weebs there. Also follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Follow Shokra on Instagram. And join the Discord server in the link in the description below. And don't forget, use code MEME for 5% off on your next $49 plus order on Beautiful Halo. Or if you want 10% off. I mean, when you order $99 plus, $99 plus is pretty much 10% off if you use the same code MEME. Anywho, remember, join all, follow everyone, subscribe to everyone, follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and join the Discord server. All links are in the description below. Don't forget to use my link to go on and buy from Beautiful Halo. Don't just type it up. If you use my link, you can actually support me at the same time. Anywho, this was the King of Weebs, and peace.